morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's We Are Live. We're back from the holiday break. Had a lot of fun. Everybody's recharged, and we're excited to be here. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We're live from Midcoast Studio in Grand Center, St. Louis, Missouri. Check out midcoast.media for more information about what we do. Huge thanks to Tech Electronics, our friends here. Got our studio together. Wonderful, wonderful people and services. Hit them up online at techelectronics.com. Joining me live in the studio, he's attempted to grow a mustache over the break. He has gotten a haircut. He sands a car. His name is Tommy the intern. Good morning, Tommy.
I don't look.
There he is. As we were discussing pre-show, it takes less than a week for society or Tommy to break down completely. Woo. Now we did have Travis Terrell on the connection, so it's a technical thing. I do know Travis is up and rocking and rolling as he was ready at apartment in Brooklyn. So I don't know. We've got a black screen right now. No pun intended. And Travis will join us as soon as we get the connection going. Joining us back from a glorious, I hope glorious break. For the love of God, tell me you got some rest, some recharge with the time off. The man got the biggest holiday break known to man. Did you spend it well, Chris Gardner, producer and stream queen? Whoa! Throw into the camera. Some changes have been made. You have a ponytail.
It's a low pony. It's a man's ponytail, as it's known. And I think it was Colby Erasmus that once said,
"Long hair don't care."
Long hair don't care. And I'm living the ponytail life now.
Is that part of the scooter life?
It's going to be.
Park life? Like, what are these?
Yeah, I've actually...
Tommy, what hobbies do you think Gardner's picked up since he's started this low pony?
Bracelet making.
That's not a
That's
bad
nice.
idea.
Yeah, that's
I didn't even consider that, but that's a very good idea, Tommy. Thank you.
I think he comments on single 22-year-olds' Facebook that says, "You are so gorgeous," and just period.
He has the Facebook picture, like the profile picture, where you can tell he took it from like down here.
Yeah, took it from a low side. Yeah.
Here's the thing. If
Like
I'm going to go ponytail life, I need to learn how to do it because I don't do any of those things you're describing currently.
No, you don't.
I did consider and am still considering, I'll probably know in the next couple days, about buying a new scooter.
Buying.
A scooter.
Buying.
An electric kick scooter, yes.
I thought you could rent to own them now, the bird scooters.
Yeah, there's a
rent-to-own program?
There's a 9-bot Max that I've been looking at through a crowdfunding website, and ships out this month. Somebody's been taking a look. Do I say daddy?
No,
if
you
I have a
don't.
ponytail?
No, that makes
Daddy's
it so,
been looking.
Yeah,
makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
that's good though.
Okay. So I say daddy now. That's one thing, I guess. No, I had a very nice break.
Did you? Okay, good.
Let
Let me tell you something. Your worth has been proved. If you were attempting to be like, see how it is without me here, I am not.
No, I
am not a technical producer. I just want you to know that would not be your intention. That's not really who you are. But you could play off that because I did some solo conversations. And I don't ever want to do that again. I don't like touching buttons.
You don't like solo conversations?
Love solo conversations where I don't have to deal with anybody else. Those are my favorite, actually. But the technical aspect of things, there's a lot going on back there. Hey, it's Travis Terrell. What's going on, Trav? The connection was rocking. Do you have some kind of a interference? Is there a situation in New York? What's happening, sir? Good morning.
Hello, everyone. I didn't know we were even on. I thought we were still waiting on some folks. My apologies.
I was here before Chris.
Good to see you, Trav. How are you?
Hello, everyone. How's everyone? Everyone enjoy their vacation?
Yeah.
We were just talking about this. Gardner has a low pony. He's working on purchasing a scooter to own, and we were just getting into what he did with his time off. So let's focus on that, Gardner.
I actually have a little montage, if you want.
You created a montage?
Yeah, a few
He
pictures.
was working on his break.
Oh,
a few
man.
pictures. Well, I came in yesterday.
Yeah. And you were here for a couple days to
I actually
start your sabbatical.
Well, I came in one day because I left my lunch meat here.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that
Which
home.
led to me
What kind of
calling
lunch
him
meat?
for 2 days about
Yeah.
technical issues.
What kind of lunch meat?
Some Cajun chicken that I wanted to
Okay.
have to make some sandwiches that I would take to the park with me.
Mm-hmm.
Spent a lot of time outside over the break. And Sean actually dropped me off on his way to work yesterday, and I brought a vacuum cleaner down. I vacuumed the rug underneath the table in the studio, cleaned everything up yesterday,
you
got
can
some
tell.
stuff done. Yeah. But during the break, I did a few things, and I'll walk you through the pictures here real quick, and then we can discuss. But right here, I watched the first 2 seasons of The Good Place.
Well,
Highly recommended.
My God, that's Ted Danson.
I rode the loop trolley.
Oh.
It did not break down. That was
Okay.
disappointing because I wanted to document that if it did.
Ah.
I went thrift store shopping and almost bought an Oak Ridge Boys T-shirt.
Almost.
Why didn't
Watched a squirrel carry an entire bagel across an electrical
cow.
wire. Went to the Up Down Arcade with Sean and played Joust. They have a picture of Kelly Kapowski in there, which is nice. I like that place a lot in the CW.
Hello.
Went to the park.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen still got it.
Yeah. Went kayaking
Oh, my.
in Forest Park.
Nice photo.
Beautiful pic done, Gardner.
Sunset
This is a very nice
kayaking.
photo.
Sunset kayaking. I like this one right here because I got both fountains in the Grand Basin.
Jeez.
I went out to the Grand Basin, smoked a cigarette or two. Saw my old friends, the grizzly bears, at the zoo.
Oh, man.
Did you make
How are they doing? Did they miss you?
They were tired. It was hot. They weren't doing much. And then one thing I did right here, I'd never done it before.
He stole somebody's Krispy Kreme.
I
Did you go on a Metro bus?
rode a metro bus to North County into Florissant to go visit my grandparents. I had never ridden the bus before.
It's like a theme of a children's
So
book, isn't it, Travis?
Here's what I did one day, and I
Mr.
did.
Gardner
This is
rides the bus.
outstanding.
I didn't tell him I was coming, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. So I kind of planned the trip out. Took a scooter down to the Cortex Metrolink station. They got the new one over there in the Cortex district. Took the
Okay.
Metrolink train all the way to Hanley. Got off there.
The
Caught, I
Hanley
believe,
station. Okay, and you took a bus.
Took the 39 bus into North
Okay.
County, into Florissant. Actually, I believe that bus went by that serial killer
Nope.
that lived in Ferguson's house. I'm
Nope.
sitting
Oh,
there on my
God.
phone on the
Oh,
bus
dear.
trying, hey, did we just pass that house? Oh, my God. And then it dropped me off at Loveland and Melanphy, and I walked a half a mile to my grandparents' house, knocked on their door. Before I knocked, it was perfect because they were both sitting in the living room, and I could hear them bickering at each other while watching television. And I just started
That's
smiling
hilarious.
before I knocked, and then surprised them, and we went to lunch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a day.
So I
So
did a lot
I want to make fun of you
around town.
for being like, oh, first time on a bus. I wouldn't know how to get onto a bus.
I got to figure out the transfers. That's next.
Okay. Trav, you rode the bus for a little bit. Do you have any tips for Gardner?
Always ask people. They're happy to help. If you ever get in a situation where you're not
What
sure
a jerk.
what bus you need to be taking. No, I'm serious. You should absolutely ask for help. I think, yeah, that's like, it's better than you riding halfway through the South Side, not knowing where the hell
Yeah.
you're going.
What
So
I-
I would absolutely recommend if you ever get lost, ask people for help. They're very kind.
Gardner works for a guy now, and I don't think he has a choice.
What I did see was a lady when she got on, kind of wiped her hand across the seat for a moment. I guess just to see if it was wet or something along those lines, in case anyone had done whatever on it.
You know.
I'm like, oh,
Right?
I'm gonna make a mental note of that. I might have to do that from now on when I get on the bus, just to
Yeah,
check.
don't go flopping on seats on public
Okay.
transportation, boys and girls. No matter where you are, no matter what city you're in, look down before you take a seat. It's always the wise play.
And I was going to refer to it as a staycation that I had, but I was watching the first 2 seasons of The Good Place, and one of the characters said, fair is the stupidest word humans ever came up with, except for staycation. So I'm like, nope, can't use it now, because I watched those first 2 seasons and absolutely adore that show right now.
And that's Michael Schur.
What a great show that is.
Yeah.
Produces, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it got me like immediately with a character who I'm waiting to see appear on the show, but Doug Forsett, who is the guy, and I don't think I'm giving too much away here. So this is in the in the pilot episode.
Well, if it was Travis, he would chastise people for not having watched every second
When
of it. How dare they?
When Kristen Bell's sitting
Idiots.
across from Ted Danson and asks, which religion got it right, and he said combined they about got it 5% right. He said, but there was the one time Doug Forsett, who was this Canadian guy who got high on mushrooms, went on this unbelievable rant and got about 92% of it right. I was like, at that moment, and this is 5 minutes into the show, I'm like, okay, this is up my
Higher
alley.
level comedy.
Yeah.
So is it a comedy or a dramedy or what is it?
I mean, it's a comedy, but it's
Comedy.
the dialogue can be dry and it's very witty.
Gotcha.
Ted Danson using the line like to his boss, "You basic," and because he learned it from the humans, and then explaining to his boss that the humans use it. You're devastated right now. Is got
It's
me
a
laughing and
serialized
chuckling.
comedy, Chris. It's
Is it on
it's
CBS?
sort of in the vein of The Office
Yeah,
as far as it's on NBC.
NBC.
Oh, it's on NBC.
And
Yeah.
it's
Well,
ending though too, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They chose to end it, not cancel.
Yeah, this upcoming season is the final one. hmm
That's
But very good serialized comedy. I would absolutely
Yeah.
recommend it. It's just, I mean, cast itself is what makes it that much more enjoyable. And Ted Danson, I think we talked about it in our group chat. There aren't too many comedic characters that he does not play well. I think he may be better like character actors in sitcom history. He's just brilliant on this show, and I don't know. It's just one of those things where like, damn, does this guy not know how to do well in a sitcom?
Yeah.
It's very funny. You should really
I-
start watching it, Chris.
I was trying to like do a couple things over the break. One thing, and this might seem weird, but I'm terrible at binge watching. I'm not good. So I'm like, well, let me try this a little bit. I'm not great, but I could watch at least maybe 3 episodes in a row of The Good Place because they're like 20 minutes, 21 minutes long.
That's nice.
So I don't have to truly invest completely for like 2 hours or whatever. Because I had a friend come into the local watering hole and was like, "Yeah, I've been like 6 hours of Stranger Things 3 today and this and that." And I go, "How do you binge watch? How do you do it?" He goes, "Oh, he's going on, and then finally ends up with." Getting high and the mushrooms help too. So I mean, I go, okay. Well, why didn't you say that to begin with?
Yeah, that's not binge watching.
All this other BS you were telling me was like, no, you're just high and why? So I'm like, okay, that makes sense though.
Have you watched Stranger Things? I'm not gonna talk. Have you watched it before?
No.
And I think you'll agree with me, Chris. It's like an 8-hour movie, and it's hard to stop watching because it just kind of cuts into each other. So like it
Okay.
goes from scene to scene to scene. And so like the other night, my car broke down and I got home and I was like, I'm gonna watch an episode.
We got
of
to get
Stranger.
into that.
Yeah, I want to watch an episode of Stranger Things, and me and my dad spent about 4 hours watching it. We were up to like 5 watching Stranger Things. We just sat and watched 4 episodes without even realizing it.
Okay.
So like it kind of happened. It also like I don't do drugs or anything, but it helps. I don't have like a lot of life. Like I don't have like a hugely social life.
Mm-hmm.
That helps.
So this is how you fill that time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I got yeah. It was good. It was fun.
All right.
Interesting.
Duly
yeah.
noted.
Good for you, Gardner, getting some relatively new content into your brain. You
think
could use
I'm-
a little more of
I
that.
think I'm going kayaking more often right now.
You a kayaker?
You're gonna go? Have you kayaked on the River de Bear?
I have not. That was discussed after I went kayaking, though.
I thought you were going to say disgusting.
Yeah.
'cause
Who
that
did
would
you
be
discuss it with?
disease-filled.
Oh, some people at the local
Sean.
watering hole.
Okay.
Actually, Sean.
I just wanted
yeah.
to know what Sean's thought was on this.
I don't
I was
remember.
mostly hoping Sean.
I also
was
love that that's your sphere
Do
of
it.
influence.
like,
A dive bar with the likes of Sean.
it's-
Travis, do we need
well-
to worry about Gardner if he's an impressionable young man? Is he frozen?
I think
Save
he's
that.
frozen. I did just now.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. No, that's
he is.
fantastic. You caught it.
Hey.
Trav, you there?
Hey, kids.
Just discussing that I'm worried Gardner's sphere of influence as a moldable young mind is that of a dive bar with the likes of Sean being a central character.
That makes sense. Gardner, you talked about binging. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like a really good book. I mean, have you ever read a book that's so good where you breeze through 6, 7 chapters and you look up and like 2 hours have passed?
Yeah, but it's harder and harder for me to read a book as I get older, because here's part of it is like part of my job is to read articles and content and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
constantly reading stuff throughout the day, and I just get tired of reading at a certain point. It actually, I have a list of things that I wanted to accomplish, and I did not finish the book I was reading, which I did take some time to kind of get into, but I did not get done with it. I'm reading The Madhouse Effect, which touches on climate change and the political discourse involved in it. But I'm not quite through that yet, so I did not accomplish that. But I was outside a lot, so that's one thing I wanted to do.
There you
Ooh,
go. Good job, Guardsy.
that's nice. Travis, you've been outside quite a bit. How was the 4th of July in New York for you, sir?
Oh my. Um, I have not done the New Year's Eve celebration, obviously, here in New York. I hear things. It's the biggest party in the world, they say. Um, I will say that the 4th of July has to be the summer version of that because people travel from across the country. They come from all over just to witness Macy's firework extravaganza. And so naturally, me being a 7-year-old child stuck in a 35-year-old man's body, I thought it necessary to get good seats solo. I went by myself, tried to gather some of my New York friends, some of my Mizzou alum that live here, and I said, "Screw that, pal. I
I
am.
like
If you
this.
guys aren't going, that's fine with me. I'm going down to Brooklyn Bridge Park, and I'm going to post up and find the best seat I can find, and I'm going to have a couple cocktails and enjoy these fireworks."
He
But
sat
And
right by
I
the
tell you what,
playground.
there were
It's
playgrounds
all
in the
right.
vicinity, but I think the rules relaxed.
It's all right. It's all right, moms. I'm 7 years old on the inside. It's okay. It's okay. Did he just say he
That's
was going to be
exactly how I
inside a
explained it.
7-year-old? Oh God.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went. But it was
Travis, I thought about you as I was talking to my mom. She was kind of seeing what I was doing. Do you blah blah blah? Are you hanging out with people? Are you just working? What do you just being a mom, being nice? And I was
mm,
like, yeah, I may slip out and go watch some fireworks. I don't know. And she was like, solo? Like, was disgusted at the mere thought of me heading to downtown St. Louis alone. I was like, oh God, no, I'll find some people to hang out with. She was like, it was a rare moment where I think she was looking down on me, and I protected your name. I didn't say, well, Travis is doing it in New York, but she was definitely looking down on me, and she's somebody who rarely looks down on me.
So Travis,
Did
tell
you? Oh,
tell us more about getting drunk and roaming around New York City.
Yes, please.
so so of course, I'll give you a very quick story. I, growing up, always wanted to see the fireworks in New York City. Before 24-hour television, TV used to actually end. 12 o'clock would come around, and that would be end of TV until the
hmm
following morning. And at the end of the night, before TV would be completely done, they would show fireworks before they went to the color screen. And so they would show fireworks from around the country, and they would specifically show fireworks from New York City. See the background of the skyline of New York, and of course the Statue of Liberty. And as a kid, that always fascinated me. I was like, oh, that's cool. The Statue of Liberty fireworks, that'd be cool to ever see in person. And so I said, if there ever came a moment where I become an adult and I go to New York, I'm going to absolutely find a place to go to in New York and watch these fireworks. So that happened last Thursday. And so I spent most of my afternoon roaming around Brooklyn, just seeing parts of Brooklyn that I hadn't seen before, having a few cocktails, just enjoying
hmm
just the people watching.
hmm
And so I eventually made my way over to Brooklyn Bridge Park. Um,
To get high.
Again, a few cocktails deep. I don't know what that is.
Hey,
I don't know what
what
you
is this?
speak
No,
of.
this sounds
What is
fun.
it? What
I
is this
endorsed
few
this.
cocktails deep thing? Like there's that
Well, I just
you're
had some
no
Seagrams. I had
no.
some.
This is a
I had
welcome
a
mat
Bud
over a
Light
pile of
or
dirt.
two.
This is more. I know you. You're not. No. What is this?
Let's just say a brother found where they kept the MD 2020s in Brooklyn.
Did you get tore up and walk around alone?
I may have celebrated America's birthday that way. Yes, Chris.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And
Now,
so, it's hot, and so I'm solo. I'm just walking. I'm enjoying myself. I eventually find a nice spot in Brooklyn Bridge Park, and I watched the firework display, and boy, oh boy, boys and girls, well, it is show. It is, they use every part of the island to shoot fireworks from.
Mm-hmm.
So they have fireworks shooting off from the river. They have fireworks shooting, right off the Brooklyn Bridge. And it is absolutely spectacular. It's about
Huh.
30 minutes long, 30,
How do
35
they
minutes long.
how do they do that? And then Webster Groves just can't even get a regular one to go off right. Hmm.
Ooh, yeah, I saw that.
Mm.
But in Brooklyn, it's again, the epicness of it all comes from the fact that you have this gorgeous skyline in the background, and then you have thousands of people watching. And even some people found it annoying. I found it eerie slash cool. But what the rich people in Manhattan do is they get in their helicopters and they hover over the Hudson.
Ha.
So there's literally 30 to 45 to 50 helicopters hovering over the river, over
That's
these thousands of
terrifying.
people as they watch it. It is absolutely
So wait,
terrifying, especially
Purge.
when you're about chest deep in cocktails.
so you're drunk.
And so, yes.
You're drunk there. There's helicopters hovering over the river. Was there anything else flying in the sky besides fireworks?
Well, Papa Bear learned that the NYPD has a very deep arsenal. That arsenal is predator drones. Yes, the same type of drones that the military
We didn't. I thought we
uses.
knew this already.
Yeah, but he saw him though.
We did, but I saw it.
Quite a bit different, yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, oh
Very
yeah,
different.
I had a B-2 bomber model, and then you go see it up close, and it's like, okay.
It wasn't a museum either, Tommy.
But
Well,
just
they.
like the stealth bomber, I think Chris and I, we went to a Mizzou football game, I believe on Military Day,
Oh, good
and
for you guys.
they flew over they flew the stealth bomber over the stadium. And the scary thing about the bomber is you literally do not hear it or see it until it's on top of you. And that's what it was with the drones. The drone is so large yet incredibly quiet. And so for a second, I was thinking it was one of the 30 or 50 helicopters. But I was like, man, it is moving very slow, and it is not making a lick of oh, sweet Jesus. That is a drone. And it was quite intimidating because here's the thing, after, again, a few cocktails, you start to ask yourself,
Why'd you
is
cough?
that drone looking at me?
Are they
So-
targeting me?
Yeah,
You got worried
Gardner.
about the
Are
police
they looking
then?
at me specifically? Yeah. So you start to get a little bit paranoid. But the show itself was spectacular. The music was amazing. The fireworks were off the chain. And the crowd, they cheered. It sounded like Yankees in Game 7, like at the end of the fireworks. It was this huge roar all throughout Manhattan and on the other side of the river in Brooklyn. You just hear this huge crowd go crazy over fireworks. And so that added to the epicness. Now, what Gardner is probably alluding to right now is what happened post fireworks.
Uh-huh.
Did I mention the part where I had a few
Oh,
cocktails?
Say it one more time. One more time?
I had a few cocktails, guys.
Yeah.
He blipped out, but I really just wish he would have blipped out after the first half of that word.
Uh-huh.
Had a few.
got it.
And then what happened?
All of the graphics of our show changes.
Yeah.
So because I was taking a lot of pictures during the fire display, I had killed a lot of my phone battery,
Oh no.
and my phone battery began to die.
Uh-huh.
And I'm in a part of Brooklyn that is completely new to me. And so I can't pull out my trusty map. And so Travis had to figure out how to get home
Oh,
without a map
drunk.
at almost 12 o'clock at night,
Uh-huh.
slightly inebriated, completely disoriented.
Yeah.
And it's a horde of people. You have to remember, again, everyone's out watching the fireworks. So take the St. Louis Fair crowd rush to get on the Metrolink and multiply that times 10. And a brother had to use some of his brother instincts to get to the crib.
Oh.
But guess what? I figured it out. And I got home, boys and girls,
How long did it take
2
you?
hours later.
Oh,
Great.
2
What would a
hours.
normal
Yeah.
What would the normal time home to get home be?
I found out from other New Yorkers it should have taken me 90. So I was within the
Oh no, that's
ballpark.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, now,
Yeah. They
Travis,
said for that event at that where I was living, where I was coming from, that they said 90 minutes with traffic and the delays would have made sense. So 2 hours wasn't insane.
Now you and I both have been drunk and alone wandering around New York at points in our lives.
Oh, look at that. We're like blood brothers.
Yeah, we're booze brothers.
good for
We're
you.
booze brothers.
Yeah.
Now I'm just the best drop of Travis's for the Predator drone falling around. Oh, we gonna die,
Uh-huh.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Do you
confirm that.
do you want that?
I mean, if it's available.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's do this then. So this pops up right here, Travis, right?
I'm like, these fireworks are so beautiful. What a beautiful skyline. What a lovely evening for. Oh shit, what's that?
There you go.
There he is. That's all I needed. The world is right again. But
Yep.
overall, they're coming for you eventually, right?
Well, that's no doubt. That's why I think it's funny when people talk about, stacking up their guns and to fight off the government. I think the Predator drone should illustrate to the rest of us, it doesn't matter. If they wanted to, they can
helps.
take out an entire city block and explain later.
Yeah.
It helps aliens too because now they can just mix in
That's
with
what I was
people.
thinking about earlier.
And so
When he said
Yeah.
that, when he said they're silent and fast.
they're
and
coming and going as
quick,
they please
guys,
right now.
That's you just described
are.
a UFO.
Yeah. That's now we can't
But
tell
that's
the
the-
difference even.
we know now that it might be government doing UFO stuff.
Bob
You watched a
Lazar.
very
Well, I
interesting
think-
documentary.
Bob Lazar could tell
But
us
I think
about
that's the
this.
unique thing about the situation in New York. I don't think there's at least I haven't heard any organizations put up a fight or a protest for NYPD having this type of arsenal. And I think because what we've seen happen to New York in the past, I think you're not going to get too many people who are going to raise a fuss about, Predator drones frequently traversing through the boroughs of New York. And so it's just, for me, it just made you realize this is New York. Like, this is the exception to the rule, and that this would probably be the only American city where most people, no matter their political affiliation, would be willing to allow Predator drones to go up and down their neighborhoods because they know what has happened in the past. So that was kind of, like I said, a very big eye opener for me to know that, oh yeah, this is New York. If something was to happen, it would happen here. And so you understand the steps that a lot of the law enforcement takes to try to prevent something terrible from happening.
I got a 4th of July picture for you, Travis. You ready?
Okay. Go for it. Oh boy. So Chris apparently didn't go and check out fireworks solo, but he decided to spend some time in those sweet ass flip flops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are nice
And that
flip
dope
flops.
some
Yeah,
time
yeah.
with Tommy and Angela and a few other comedians from St. Louis, if I understand that correctly, Chris.
Yeah, I took that picture.
I was kindly invited to a barbecue at a friend's house, and Tommy crashed the party. I was told he wouldn't be there.
All right, she sent
And
me.
then
Look.
and then he shows up and he takes senior pictures in a tree, of which I had to put him in and retrieve him from.
put him in
I
the
had
tree?
I had to retrieve him from the tree.
So
And
first
Tommy,
of all, I did get an invite. I just don't
Tommy-
think they wanted me to show up.
everybody wanted you there. It was
Yeah, because I was in a tree. See.
but way better with that there. So yeah, went to a barbecue. It was a great time. Had a lot of fun. Tommy definitely. When you hang out with more creative types of folks, Tommy had no bones about. I was like, Tommy, why do I need to pull you out of the tree? He goes, "You're the biggest and strongest. No one batted an eye. No one took offense." And I was like, "Somebody gonna get mad at this?" Everybody's just like, "Well, yeah. I mean, you probably are." And it was interesting. Yeah, it was a good time.
So I was playing in the backyard.
Jesus Christ.
So there were other people there.
Yeah.
So like
He had just spilled lemonade on his shirt.
they didn't have
Come
lemonade.
here, sport. Let me get that off for you.
We were all in the backyard, and there was this tree, and then somebody was like, "We should climb the tree," and they tried climbing the tree. They couldn't get in it, so I was like, "I'm smaller, and I could fit," so I tried climbing the tree.
Yeah.
And eventually, This person goes, Tommy, it's not going to be your day. Stop trying. They yell at me.
Damn.
Yeah, I was real upset about it. So then Chris comes outside. I was like, oh, I got an idea. And so I go up to Chris and I really casually go up and I whisper, hey, can you put me in the tree? And he looks at me.
That's not creepy at all.
Like, well, I am shoving
Poor
a brat in my
Chris.
mouth.
Did you
right
He
just,
now.
looks at
did
me.
you just stare at him when he said that? Because that's
He-
kind of
he-
how I picture it.
Yeah, he gave me that look and he goes, are you being serious?
Because I picture him just like,
I'm surprised Chris didn't slap you with the bratwurst.
Because he wasn't out there when he saw me trying to climb the tree. So this was just new to him. So he goes, all right. And he picks me up and he puts me in the tree.
He picks you up and puts you
Actually,
in
I
the
think
tree.
I one-armed it. I think
Yeah, he did.
I think I
He just
scooped it
kinda
with one arm.
shoved me in.
I think I literally just like grabbed the two of his legs and
Now here's where the problem comes.
there you go, kid.
it was. I did feel like an ape.
Calm down. Here's where the problem came though, because eventually I wanted out of the tree,
Yeah.
and then I tried,
As
and
one does. Yes.
we were about 8 feet off the ground, and I couldn't get out of the
Why
tree.
didn't you jump?
It was 8 feet off the ground.
You can jump 8 feet.
Oh my god! You
Let's-
look at me.
Let's remember.
And so like the tree was slanted.
Did you ever
So, like,
jumped off
That's
roofs?
not Olympic athlete cartilage in those
You
knees.
used to
So-
jump off roofs as kids.
Yeah, well, I'm not you. Anyway, I'm trying to get.
JC in the comments, who was there. Tommy got to hang out with adults. Didn't fit in well.
Hey, I bought the ice.
He must have read online on a Google search like what to
What
do.
to bring?
Yeah, that was actually very helpful.
I brought ice and mustard.
So I'm in the tree, and I can't get out of the tree. I'm in the tree about 25 minutes.
25 minutes?
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm like in the tree. And then
Oh shit!
here's the thing. I get tired of being in the tree. I start getting scared, right? And so I get out my phone, and I just text Chris, help. But then he doesn't look at his phone. So eventually, like, I'm trying to, like, wiggle out of the tree. And he's... So I'm trying to wiggle out of the tree, and Chris, he's not looking at his phone. And finally, two people are like, Tommy, do you want out of the tree? Oh, yeah. And they go, do you want our help? And I go, no, you're not strong enough. Because they weren't, and they were kind of short. So Chris, who was over there.
Just stood on their shoulders and got no.
We're not.
Well-
Again, we're not talking about hardy folk here.
So Chris,
I
So-
don't understand.
so they go, you want, well, what do you want us to do? And I go, I want Chris to look at his phone. And he looks at his phone, he just sees help. And he comes over, and he grabs me by my legs, because at this point my legs are over the tree. And he just picks me up by my legs.
He put you on his
He,
shoulders?
like, have you guys seen Shrek where he, like, takes Fiona, and he has him, like, over his shoulders?
Oh Jesus!
You were
Christ.
swept away. Oh my God, you were swept away.
And then he just put me on the ground. And then I tried walking off, and he told me I wasn't allowed to walk off like a casual dude.
Like, don't act like another
got a
man
point.
didn't just pull you out of a tree.
Almost had to call the fire department.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of,
Yeah. Hey.
Oh,
Different
boy.
story.
Yeah, Tommy, I
is-
heard you had. I'm about to say, let's get them all out the bag. baby.
Yeah, let's beat up on the
Hallelujah.
intern
All
before
right.
9 a.m. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's
So-
go ahead and get it out. What happened, Tommy?
This is important. I went to Valvoline. This is pertinent to the
To
story.
where?
Valvoline.
okay, it sounded weird coming out of your mouth.
Yes, because I don't know how to pronounce words.
Matt Rocchio pointing out that that's not the first time I've caught a stray Shrek comparison.
Oh.
So, yeah,
Nah, it's
I
not.
agree. Yeah.
By the way, I just want to say I don't like how I look in this camera. That's what I tried saying as soon as we came on the air, but I kind
Oh.
of stuttered through it.
Oh, okay.
Get that out.
Because I got the mustache and there's no glass. It's just I got
Well.
a big forehead. Anyway. Yeah. So I got this.
We got mustaches and ponytails in this studio, right? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good podcast name.
Mustaches and ponytails.
Yeah.
It's about It's about WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to Valvoline in the morning. Everything's working fine before that car's going like vroom, like normal, right?
Vroom?
Yeah. And
Okay.
so
Car go vroom vroom. Is that how you reported it back to your family? How's the car, Tommy?
Of all the-
Car go vroom vroom.
no, I'd say it's fine. Anyway, so I get to Valvoline, and I guess they had to like take everything apart in my car because like I saw them lift part of like my engine thing out to get to my oil, but I'd never seen them do that before, and it took longer than normal. Anyway, so when I go to leave, like they put everything back together.
Yeah.
I go to start my car, and it goes, and then it starts, right?
So not vroom vroom.
No, not
No
it's-
vroom vroom.
It has like that dip sound in it,
Mhm.
where it sounds like the battery's dying or something. You know?
Okay.
All right. So I go. I have a show on Grand, and I go on Grand, and I park in this little parking lot by Cafe. Do you guys know where Cafe Mochi is?
Yep.
All right. There's a little public parking lot right next to it, and I park in there. Real tiny lot. I go back outside to put in my contacts, and I go to start my car, and it just starts clicking. Like it doesn't even try turning over.
Okay. So,
So-
like the battery is dead, or
Yes,
or it's
something
a
is
starter.
wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
So after the show, I have some other comic friends. They come out and they try jumping my car. We try charging it for like 20 seconds. It doesn't work. So my mom, who is on the way at this point, gets there, and she asks the guy, how long did you try charging the car?
Yeah.
And I go, like 20 seconds. I go, you guys are morons. Move out of my way. My mom starts jumping the car, and that doesn't work. So I call AAA, and we wait in the 100-degree heat for them to get there.
Right.
Actually, we stopped in a comic shop. Anyway,
So you just lied straight to our faces.
no, I didn't,
Okay.
because I just didn't know if it was relevant to the story, and it
Okay.
wasn't. So the guy gets there. He tries jumping the battery. It doesn't work, so it's not the battery.
Okay.
Then he tries doing this thing where, do you guys know that if you have a proper type of tire jack, you can reach in there and start hitting the starter? Did you guys know this?
No, I just
Um,
I'm always looking for that vroom vroom, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
So this guy, this guy who's from AAA, takes this.
Steve from Triple.
I think his name was Eugene. Eugene, he takes this thing, and he takes this tire and he starts putting it in my car, and it's starting to do the click thing,
Yeah.
like it's gonna start the car.
Yeah.
And he's like telling me, give it gas, give it gas. He's doing it. We do this about 10 minutes. And then he goes, give it gas. And then fire. And then it went out by itself. But like my car was on fire. And we were like, ah. All right.
So
So he was trying to hotwire my car. And it didn't work.
Eugene was?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we get Eugene in as a guest?
Nah.
Can we at least learn how he tried to what he did there so that we
No,
know what to
I'm
do?
sure what he did was fine, but like it did like Look, I would've-
So where's your car now?
it is at a repair shop. I'm not this is only like the first half hour of him being there. The second half hour is his truck was too big to fit into the lot.
Yeah, it was.
So it's
hell yeah, dude.
Oh.
No pussy lot.
So his truck was too big to fit in the lot, right? Which means he's backed into it, and I'm way on the other side. Which means we have to push my car out of the.
You and your mother,
me and my mom and Eugene have to
who's
push.
now his stepdad.
Yeah.
Is your car still on fire at this time?
No,
Okay.
it's put out by now. We just kind of let it sit, and we push the car out of the spot. We turn the wheel. It's really hard to turn when you don't have power steering.
Yeah.
So we turn it out of the spot. We get it. And we turn it around. At one point, he's like telling me where to steer and stuff. And he's telling me to stop when he needs to. And one time I didn't hear him say stop while we were backing up. And I hit him with my car.
Everyone in your family hits people with cars.
You joined the club.
Yeah,
Your
I
mom, your dad, and now you.
did. Later, he ended up against a trash can, like a dumpster. He hit his back. It was terrible. We finally get the car.
Tommy was lifted into a tree, never to be seen again.
We finally get the car onto the thing. He drives it home, and while we're going home, he's like, "What do you do for a living?" And I'm like, "I do comedy." He goes, "What do you talk about?" And I tell him a story about how I got carjacked. I think I've told you this story before. And I tell him the story, and he stops and he goes, "Do people laugh when you tell that story?"
Well, you did hit him with your car,
Yeah,
Tommy.
I did. So I go, no. Sometimes they do, but normally they just call me dumb. And he goes, whoa, wait, what? And I go, they normally just call me dumb. He goes, don't you ever let anybody call you dumb.
Oh.
Yeah.
A teachable moment for
Oh,
Yeah.
I like this guy.
Yeah. So I already had messed up his GPS, so we were lost also. That's important.
Yeah, that is important.
Oh,
Danny
God.
says Eugene's his new
Jesus
hero.
Christ.
JC has a new nickname, Treehouse Tommy. Lisa is in the comments saying
and
rattle,
he's-
rattle, thundercloud.
I don't get that.
It's an old
Boom, boom,
commercial.
boom.
Yeah, we got all that from Tom.
I
and-
think maybe,
So let me get this straight. I know there are multiple ways we can go with this story, but I'm genuinely concerned about your vehicle, especially since you noted that Valvoline took longer than normal and they had to take things in and out of your car. Have you contacted them since the incident?
I don't know what to do because I can't say I'm not for sure it was them.
Hang on.
Say for sure.
it couldn't have been more perfect.
We have a black sheep
You can't say definitively.
with a.
Well, why don't you wait for the mechanic to see what they say and then take that route?
Yeah, my guy Donnie, he's looking at it.
Oh,
My God, that's
Donnie.
great. When you always use my guy.
Yeah,
We
my
have
guy-
Say that.
breaking news. The black sheep, what a great reporter. Turns out Eugene was Tinder Date's dad, and he was embarrassed to have Tommy in his truck.
No, here's the deal. There's more. I'm not done. He
Sounds like
so-
Eugene was done with you.
No, he wasn't. All right, so he tells me, don't you ever let anybody call you dumb. You let them call you your name, and if they're gonna add something before it, let them call you Mister.
Was Eugene a white man?
No,
Okay. What's the New York voice then for the dude talking?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not stupid.
But why does he have to sound like a Kennedy?
Because that's my go-to.
That's the only one he's got.
Okay, I just needed.
my
I just
go-to.
needed to know. I just needed to know.
Why
I
does he
just
sound
needed
like
to
a
know.
Kennedy? Why does he sound
So-
like Bobby?
So
I do like that your black person impersonation is just a Kennedy, though.
Oh,
For
it's
some
like-
reason, that's endearing.
I think that's more racist. Can't even emulate how the man sounds because you're so uncomfortable. Oh,
do you remember on my
Go ahead.
second day
Oh.
when somebody asked, "Hey,
Oh, what's that?
I don't know.
Oh.
you remember on my second day when somebody asked, hey, what would that character sound like if he was a black man?" And Travis looked across the table and almost hit me.
Okay.
You remember that? That's why I'm not doing it.
Fear.
Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
fear. So
Matt in the comments. Oh, you got a guy?
I got several guys.
Yeah. Always have a guy.
No, I did have another guy, and the guy messed up my car. He just let oil leak on my
So
starter. I had
he's
to get
not
it
your
repaired.
guy anymore.
He's not my guy anymore.
And actually, you might need to contact him
Yeah.
after what's happened here.
No.
It might be his fault.
So I went to Donnie. Anyway, that was a different car. Anyway,
Donnie.
so
Yeah, Eugene and Donnie so far.
we get to the thing, and the car's fine and whatever. But then here's the other side. I remember how I mentioned the comic book store? All right. So first, my friends who met my mom, I didn't know two of them too well, and one of them started hitting on my mom.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Like actually?
Like actually hitting on my mother.
I wouldn't call that person a friend anymore.
Well, I didn't know that. I knew one of the friends who had given him a ride.
And he needed a ride, and he's gonna hit on a grown woman.
No.
Okay, sorry.
My
You tell
friend
your
needed a
story.
ride, and the
I'm
guy who
mortified
gave him
right
a ride.
now.
Anyway, he starts hitting on my mom. Later, we go.
That's some stuff Travis would do.
Yeah.
Later, we go sit in a comic book shop
Correct.
to cool off because it's really hot, and the comic shop's open till midnight, and it serves drinks. And the guy there starts chatting up my mom. He pulls out an electric skateboard.
Does he have a ponytail?
We'll talk off air.
Okay.
And then we get back to Granite City where I live. This guy, he drops me off. I go around. So on our way back, he's like, so that's your sister back there, right? And I'm like,
Oh
no. And he goes, wait, what? And I go, it's my mom. And he goes, how old is she?
Oh.
And I'm like, I tell her the age. And
Is this to Eugene or this is to?
this is to Eugene.
That's actually
Eugene.
a complimentary to your mom
Yes,
too,
it gets weirder.
because you
He told-
you even look younger than you are, which would make
I look like
the
16.
disparity. I'm so.
I get like a Charles S. Dutton and Rudy vibe from Eugene as you
Exactly
tell
who
the
I
story.
have in my head.
I don't know who
Yeah,
that
That's
is.
Yes, I
very
agree.
that's very kind of you.
That's
No, I
exactly
just
who I
like
have
you
in my
don't
head.
let anybody ever call you dumb.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I just get like that kind of vibe with. I like it. I like it.
So
I gotta tell you, I like Eugene. I'm okay with this arrangement, Tommy.
my mom
Don't,
goes,
don't say arrangement when his mother and Eugene are in a. God.
yeah, just wait. So my mom, she's going to drive me back to my dad's house so we can watch Stranger Things. And
It
we're
was
driving
snack
over there.
time at this point.
We're driving over there, and she goes, so you saw him hitting on me, right? I go, what? And she goes, yeah. He was like, I thought you were his sister. And I was like, nah, he was saying that in the car. He wasn't hitting on you. And he goes, oh, but I'm not done. And then she goes, and then he was like, so you live around here?
Oh no.
And I had to sit and take it all in that every man we ran into on the way to get my car fixed hit on my mom. So I guess good for her,
Yeah.
but also that was weird for me.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be weird when your stepdad Eugene
Right. Right.
keeps giving you these pearls of wisdom, and you know how it all began.
Yeah, sure. Oh boy.
Travis, that's out of bounds, right? That's if the person.
just thinking about-
I tipped him nice too. I tipped him
I'm just
all
thinking
of the
about
money
the-
I made on that show.
I think
And some
I
more.
think I think for Tommy's comedy career, the best thing to happen to him is for Eugene to ultimately start dating your mom. Mainly because the content would just be amazing, and then just think about how diverse your crowds would be. Like,
Oh boy. It was one of the most.
Tommy told this story, and I don't think he saw us taking it this direction.
No, I didn't either.
Hey, my car almost burned down. Oh, this is gonna
Oh,
be great. The guys are
how's
gonna make
your
fun of
mom's
that.
love
No,
life?
I got a new stepdad now. All of a sudden, out of this story.
It was one of the most. It was a super awkward car ride.
Yeah,
because
it sounds like it.
because-
Except for the advice he's giving you.
So like my street, the repairman is on the corner of my street, so I just put in my street address
Yeah.
into this guy's GPS.
So you screwed this up.
I did it wrong, first of all. So we ended up.
The answer is yes.
Yeah. So we were on Grand, and we ended up over here, which isn't the right direction if you know where stuff is in relative. Anyway.
Yeah.
Then he gets my street address, and then he hits on my mom.
Yeah.
All right. Which means
But
he's
giving you life advice.
But hold on. This means he's interested in my mom, and now he has
Okay.
her address.
okay.
So did you like?
You guys not see a problem with this?
No. Was he hitting it? Was he hitting on your mom?
Hey.
Whoops. Was he hitting on your mom before or after you had put the address in?
After.
So after you put the ad. Okay. I was trying to think if subconsciously you put in the wrong information because you knew something was going on here, but that's not the case.
I thought this guy was like nice and stuff.
He seems nice.
He was nice. I hit him with my car.
Yeah, you hit him with your car and then
uh,
pinned him up against a wall or a trash can of some sort.
I want you guys to know I wasn't watching Netflix. Oh, I also got in my first
Thanks.
car accident.
Oh.
Over. Maybe
Okay.
that's
All right.
maybe that's what
Okay,
happened.
we're gonna. All right.
That's enough.
Okay.
That's
Hold on. I just
No,
no.
that's
no,
enough.
no, no, no.
That's enough.
We're gonna move
Nope.
on in the
Yep.
program today.
That's enough. What's
You
that
know what? By the
rundown
way,
say?
this is a great way for you to go about and getting your own podcast spinoff. So just keep those stories. Don't share too much on this. So when you get your own podcast, you have something to talk about.
I just realized why my car's not working though. I'll talk to Gardner.
Okay.
And get his opinion.
That's interesting.
Yeah, do that. I think our audience is pretty sick of your shit, Tommy.
People are
Hey,
people are quite
But
active.
they love Eugene.
People are quite active in the comments. I'm not going to read most of them.
I'm gonna read them all because it's gonna help my self-esteem.
And it's
No,
brutal.
don't read them, Tommy.
Oh no!
I'm scared.
And also, JC's mad at Tommy for whitewashing his own story. And,
Hey,
and we've
I was
got
trying not to be offensive.
lots.
Do you
in the
want me to
comments.
do the voice?
I do wanna tell everybody our good friend
Travis's
Dr.
face
Ed.
says no.
Well, Dr. Ed will be back in. He's recovered well from his shoulder surgery, and he's going to be back in this week. He owns Hillside Animal Hospital. Hillside Animal Hospital teams up with the American Red Cross to host blood drives regularly. I've given blood. It's very easy, and it does a lot for your local community. At Hillside this Wednesday, they need some more volunteers. Hit up me. Hit up Angie at Hillside. Make an appointment. Let them know We Are Live is pushing you into this, and you're here to help everybody. But you can call 314-645-2141. You can make an appointment. It's very, very simple. You're in and out of there in under 30 minutes, I bet. It's at 5325 Manchester, right here in St. Louis. So if you want to give some blood, help out a great cause, and help out a wonderful sponsor like Hillside, it would mean a lot to us, guys. So it's been a great first hour. We have so much to get to. So many different things happened over the weekend. Haven't even got into other activities. Maybe Gardner will tell us more about the Low Pony. Travis Terrell's in New York. We're here in St. Louis. We're going to take a quick break. Get Gardner a menthol. We'll be back for another intriguing hour. Tommy, do you have something before
Yeah,
the break?
quit asking like what my mom looks like. Stop that. It's not gonna happen.
Oh, boy. Guys, it's We Are Live, and we'll take a quick break and be right back.